Hello, my name is Yago Moreno, and I'm going to be reviewing Fahrenheit 451 by Ray Bradbury. Guy Montag is a fireman. His job is to burn books, following orders of his captain. The fireman crew was created by Roosevelt a long time ago, and since then their job is to keep people happy from the bothersome ideas of books. At one point, Montag meets a girl from a troubled family. She questions life in ways people normally wouldn't. Her questions push Montag to become like her and to question the government as well. On one of his missions, he takes a couple of books from a burning house. His captain discovers it and comes to visit him to let him know he has 24 hours to give them back, or he will be considered a traitor. When his wife's friends come over, he pulls out the books and reads them to them. Without even questioning what they were doing, they ran out and called the fireman. His house is burned down, so he escapes the city. Once out of the city, he joins a group of intellectuals, and when they come back to the city to bring order to it, it's been bombed to the ground. The themes in this book are very clear. I believe there are two types of books: the ones which are written for the plot and storyline, and the others that are written to embrace a theme and raise awareness from the reader. I believe Fahrenheit 451 is the second, as the author wrote it in response to the McCarthy era and the threats of book burnings. The themes approached by this novel are censorship and the control of the government over people. This is exemplified in this quote. "People want to be happy, isn't that right? Haven't you heard it all your life? I want to be happy," people say. Well, aren't they? Don't we keep them moving? Don't we give them fun? In this quote, BD represents the government, as in he is the one giving orders to keep people happy. What he says about keeping people happy is to erase everything that bothers them. That's why the characters in this book are so feelingless and immature. It's because they never faced any hardships or had to do anything on their own, and everything is baby-fed to them. At the start of the book, when Clarice dialogues with Montag, she asks him questions, and he doesn't know what to answer because he never questioned anything. Feelings between characters are also very vague. When Clarice asks if he has a wife, Montag says he does and that he loves her. Then he says, "Do you really?" And that's when he starts to question everything. This happens again in the story, when Mildred has her friends over, and they're talking about the war and how her friend's husband left. She says, "Anyway, Pete and I always said, no tears, nothing like that. It's our third marriage each, and we're independent. Be independent, we always said." He said, If I'm killed off, you just go right ahead and don't cry, but get married again, and don't think of me." I think this is a consequence of Bradbury is trying to argue, how not ever questioning anything and being handed everything will lead you into being such a person, absolutely feelingless. The Hound represents the government and how it enforces certain rules. The similarity between the Hound and the government in this book is that it can't be questioned. If the Hound is after you, there's no negotiating. Same thing with the government, there is no negotiating. Another extended metaphor is Clarice. In a dystopian world, there is bound to be someone different. In this case, it's Clarice. She represents the books and the ideas themselves and what the government is trying to hide. That's why, like the book, she disappeared. The government had her killed because, like the books, she disturbs and brainwash citizens to question the government, and thus they lose power.